Alrighty, it is 6:05 in the morning, and this is probably the last video I can record out here this morning before the birds start making noise, so I'll run through what I've done quickly. I started with BV, I wrote 704 words there, I moved on to the Time Stopper, wrote 797 there, and then I moved on to Amelia's book and wrote 752 there. Now I am moving on to research the Lost City of Z. I'm going to research mercenaries. I'm going to write it down on Google Docs first. I'm going to do note cards on it later, but whatever I write here for the mercenary research will be counted towards my stuff and things count, and then added to my March written count as well. And I will give you guys an update on that at some point, depending on how much I do this morning or how much I get done or whatever. But I will update you. Alrighty, it is a little after 11:30, and I'm sure you can hear my light buzzing. It does that every time it's turned on for one reason or another, and it's annoying as hell. But at this point, I am pretty much ready to brush my teeth and go to sleep. I'm finally tired, which is a plus. I'm normally not tired when I come back here to go to sleep. My iPad is uploading an 11-minute video for the Lost City of Z research, and I don't know if you can see that. You can't. Can I tap my screen? Nope, I can't do that on this one. The bar goes all the way across, and it's only about here. So it's going to take a while. It's already been uploading for like an hour at this point. So even though I don't want to, I'm going to leave it plugged in over here so that way it doesn't die while it's uploading. My iPad, because it's an Apple product, I normally don't leave it plugged in past 100%. because it ruins the battery on an Apple product, which is cool. But I don't have a choice because it's at 79% right now, and honestly, I'm worried it will die by the time I wake up if I don't have it plugged in. And I don't want that to happen because it's uploading a video. But outside of that, I wrote about a little over 900 words in the mercenary research. There are a lot of sections I skipped because they just weren't important enough for me to make note of, and there was some stuff I wrote down that wasn't really important enough for me to write down, but we did it anyway, just in case. But I'm going to brush my teeth and go to sleep. I have met my writing goal for the day, and I might start editing Man of Darkness today, depending, because I'm done with Cut to the Kill. We will see. I also need to do the book cover mock-ups for Ashes in the Light, so I can do a cover reveal, so that way I can film a cover reveal, and so that way I can film a unboxing and go from there. But that's all stuff that's going to come later, and I'll update you guys depending on what happens once I wake up. But I am going to brush my teeth and finally go to sleep and see what happens from there. But I've met my writing goal for the day, so that is something. That's something. So I will see you guys at some point in the day. I don't know when. Sometimes I wake up to my alarm, and other times I intentionally shut it off and sleep until 7. Depends on my day. So I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Hey guys, it is currently 5:49 in the morning, and so far today I have worked in BV, the Time Stopper, and Amelia's first book. Amelia is going incredibly slow today, so I have just pushed it aside, and we'll come back to it later, whether that be later on today or later on this weekend or whatever. In BV, I wrote 518 words, I wrote 1,168 in the Time Stopper, and 277 in Amelia's book. Altogether, that's 1,963 words for the day, which means that I need a little over 1,000 more to meet the word goal for today. So I am going to meet the word goal before I move on to transferring the mercenary notes to note cards. So I am going to start going through these, the names, and do some research on those and write down the research in my normal outline format, and then count those words towards the stuff and things count. So that way I can meet the word goal for the day before I move on to moving stuff over to note cards. If I wasn't working on this research, I would be working on the paranormal research, and since this one will be written in April, this is the more important research of the two. So I'm going to do that, and I will get back to you guys eventually. I don't know if it will be, you know, after I meet the word goal or when, but I will see you soon-ish. I will say that right now I'm watching YouTube. I was going to turn on the PlayStation so that way I could game every 15 minutes and write every 15 minutes, but it sounds like it's doing something outside. I don't know what it's doing, but I can definitely hear the wind, and every now and then stuff hits the window, and I don't know if it's like sleet or little tiny things of hail every now and then. I don't know if something is just being thrown at the window, like little tiny rocks or little tiny pieces of harder snow or icicles or what, but something is hitting the window and the siding on occasion, and there are no trees on this side of the house right against the windows, so it's not a tree branch. But because it's storming, I don't want to risk turning on the PlayStation and losing power for any brief amount of time, because I don't want to totally dick up the PlayStation or whatever game I have in it. Especially if it's Uncharted, I don't want to lose my over 100 hours of dedicated game time. But I think that if the power continues to stay on and there's no issue, I will turn it on, because I get more done if I'm playing a game and switching between the two. But I haven't been doing that the past several days mostly because I'm stupid and stubborn, but that's not the point. But I'm going to get into researching these here in a few. Hopefully things will go well. I'm going to start with Mr. Fawcett and go from there, but I will update you guys soon-ish, depending on how long it takes me. It might just be a video showing you the word count instead of me talking. Totally depends on if my mom's awake or not, or if the birds are chirping. But either way, I will see you guys with an update, hopefully soon-ish. Hey guys, it is currently 6:01 in the morning, and I just finished working on the time stopper for the morning. I also started with BV as per usual, and I wrote 522 words there, and on the time stopper I wrote 966 words. Amelia isn't being super chatty right now, so I'm just going to skip her book. I don't want to waste time just staring at the screen waiting. And instead I'm going to move back to the research on Percy Fawcett and go from there. I need to write about 1,500-ish more words to meet the written count thing for today. That should go relatively easily with the research. I have finally put on a video game, so I am switching back and forth between the two roughly every 15 minutes and going from there. That's all I have. I also might work on more sketches today. I believe I showed them to you. I did finally finish the one sketch for DM, and I started another sketch for him yesterday. So I might also do that somewhere in between if my hands get super tired of typing. Not 100% sure. We'll see. But either way, I will do my best to keep you in the loop. Again, it's a weekend, so I don't do a lot of writing during the daytime, so if I don't accomplish it in the morning, I'm probably not going to accomplish it. But I will do my best to keep you in the loop on anything I accomplish. Hopefully I'll get to note cards at some point today. Depends on how this research goes. If nothing else, I might move the mercenary research over to note cards at some point today. We will see. And I will update you guys when I accomplish something. Hey guys, it is 8:18 in the morning on the 11th. I'm in the living room, so I apologize if any birds start chirping. I'm trying to talk quietly in hopes that they won't. But yesterday, I didn't show it to you, but I did a few note cards for the Lost City of Sea research. I might need to move this. I do need to. I did the mercenary research, moving it to note cards. I didn't get super far. My knuckles were very, very cold and stiff yesterday. So typing and writing were both pains. Please let go of that, thank you. Today I have worked on BV and Time Stopper. Amelia's still pretty quiet on her chit chat, so I haven't worked on that. BV was also pretty slow going and very quiet, but I wrote 226 words there and hit 28,000 words. And with the Time Stopper so far I have written 1,024 words. Very slowly, but I have written them. For my March count, I'm only at 1,250 out of 2,968. I'm not 100% sure how long I'm going to be up or whatever, but I am going to work on the writing, hopefully, until it's done. Yesterday I didn't go to sleep until about 6 o'clock because right as I was getting ready to go to bed, my sister came over to look for a dress shirt for a school presentation thing. And then shortly after that, my grandparents came over to see her, so then I talked to my grandparents, and that lasted about 2 hours, so I stayed awake. And then I woke up the first time at 7:30-ish, and I was wide awake then, but I was like, 1.5 hours of sleep is nowhere near enough. Well, I should have stayed awake then, because when I woke up 7 hours after I went to sleep instead, I was absolutely miserable and I had a headache. Fun times. But because of that, I didn't start writing until like 4 a.m. because I normally, by the time I start writing at midnight, I've been awake for at least 6 hours, sometimes 8 or more. So it's very weird right now. I accidentally dicked up my sleep schedule one time by going to sleep at 10 because I was watching the finale of The Office, and I feel like since then I just keep going to sleep later and later and later. It's very fun. But at the moment, I think I'm actually going to take a warm bath in hopes of loosening up at least some of my joints. My knees are very stiff, I can feel it in my ankles, I can feel it in my knuckles, and I'm hoping that that might help loosen things up so that way I can actually write. Because, you know, this is the motion for typing, more or less, and even this, just that slight bend in my knuckle, that's sore because my joints are stiff. I have been wearing the gloves, but they only help so much when my hands are super cold, so it's fun either way. But once I come back out here, I'm going to work on the Time Stopper and see what happens. I'm at a scene that I like, so it shouldn't, like, be anything that is difficult because I don't like the scene or because the characters aren't typing, or talking. It's mostly difficult because I can't type very well right now, and I don't want to move back to my mom's room just so that way I can do the speech to text, especially when it's not a super great thing to do in the first place. I hate it. I only do it when I absolutely have to. But I am going to do that, I think. I'm not going to be super, super long because I have the PlayStation on and I'm not going to just leave it running for, 3 hours. But once I get back, I'm going to work on the Time Stopper and see what happens. And I will update you guys at least one more time before I go to sleep, whenever that may be. Alright, I didn't get as far as I wanted to. It's 10:51 a.m., but I did just write about another 1,000 words in the Time Stopper, so now I'm at 2,057 words, which puts my March count, total written count for the day, at 2,283 words. So I didn't get as far as I wanted, but it is something, and currently I'm actually tired, so I'm going to take advantage of that and go to sleep, and hopefully get my sleep schedule a little more normalized than it has been. So I'm going to exit out of my stuff here on my tablet, except for YouTube because I'm uploading another work in progress video, and I'm going to exit out of everything on the PlayStation, and then I'm going to go to sleep and hope that one of my alarms wakes me up at the time that I actually set my alarm for. If that's the case, I will see you guys in, I don't know, 6 hours maybe, give or take, 5, hopefully. If not, I'll see you at God only knows. Hey guys, it is 2:21 in the morning. Yesterday I woke up around 5 something, I think, 5 or 6 something. I didn't wake up to any of my alarms. Whether or not they went off is up for debate, but I didn't wake up to them if they did. But at the moment, I'm sitting here working on the time stopper. It's very slow. This hand is okay, but this one is very, very tense. Like, this is about where I can start to feel it in here, while this is the normal. I can go further, but this hurts. So I'm doing my best to keep this hand warm. I don't know why it's being a dick. But I don't think I'll make a lot of progress just yet until that is fixed. But anyway, yesterday I started writing super late after I woke up. Mom and I watched a TV show on, not Netflix, but something like Netflix. And then we watched The Good Doctor at 9, and then we went back to that show, and then I only started writing at that point, which was after 10. So it took a while to make progress. But I did that, and then I wrote an extra scene for this book that didn't fit in this book anymore, because I was writing in the wrong day. So I just added it to my Stuff and Things document instead. But I took a nap a little after 12:30 or so, and woke up sometime after 1. Because I am exhausted. I am much more awake now. I'm much more lively now. But beforehand, it's a combination of the weird-ass sleep schedule over the weekend and a couple days before, and daylight savings time. Both in combination are very bad for my mind. So I was absolutely exhausted. I was completely burnt out by like 10 p.m. But I took a nap after 12, and I feel much more alive now, which is a plus. My throat hurts, so I'm trying to keep my voice raised up so it doesn't grate on it, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear it every now and then. That's just a side note. My throat hurts bad enough that it hurts to, like, swallow my coffee or anything, so I'm hoping to God that I don't have, like, strep throat or anything like that, and that it's something that'll just go away. Plan on drinking tea at some point with honey for that. But anyway, I'm going to slowly work on the time stopper here instead of BV. Again, the time stopper is the only one that I need done by the end of this month, so that is the one that I'm going to work on first. But we'll see what kind of progress I can make, see what progress I make overall, and go from there. I need to film a Camp Nano video for yesterday. I need to edit Day 10's video for Camp Nano. And then I need to film a Camp Nano video for today. So I'll do all of those things, do some writing in between, and then I'll see you guys at some point when I have something to update you on. Alrighty, it is 11:13 in the morning, and I am getting ready to brush my teeth and head to bed. I wrote 4,700 words in the time stopper. Hopefully it will focus on that on its own. Thank you. I'm at a pretty good spot right now, so once I finally got going, it was relatively easy. But it took a long time to get going, and it took a long time for my knuckles to be warm enough to be going. But that's the only book I've worked on today. It went pretty well. Once I wake up, if things continue to go well, that's probably also what I will work on, but we'll see. I might also work on Cut to the Kill or Man of Darkness. I guess we'll see. But that's all I have. I need to film a super quick Camp Nano video, and then I'm gonna brush my teeth and go to sleep. But I don't know 100% when I'll wake up. I got 6 probably hours of sleep yesterday, and I was exhausted because it was more or less too much sleep. So I might set my alarm for a lower time and see how I feel then and go from there. But either way, I will update you guys once I wake up and have something to update you on, whether it be writing or editing or notes or whatever. But either way, I will see you guys eventually.